It's a derogatory racial remark that has divided people for many years.
And a J. Edgar Hoover elementary teacher has now been suspended over calling a student the N-word, the N-word, the N-word.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I was brought up in East London. Been brought up in East London right up to the age of, I would say, about 21. I moved about and ended up in living in Essex. I graduated from uni with a media and communications degree. I worked in a couple of sectors, being the media industry, banking, the public sector. But one of my passions has been music, which I go by the alias of Essence.
You shake that body. We work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday through to Friday. Then go to the club to see you shake that body. To see you shake that body. Shake that body. Shake that body. To see you shake that body. Shake that body. Shake that body. To see you shake that body. Every night you can go money, go to give up for goes money, Now goes money I just spend every day, Now goes money I just spend every day, Now goes money I just spend.
I'll just say I'm a very passionate person when it comes to, you know, voicing a concern and expressing myself creatively.
Passionate, and you voice concerns. Now, I know one of the things that you've been rather concerned about is terms that are often regarded as abusive in this country. One of them is what we tend to call the N-word.
Yeah, the N-word.
And you find that particularly offensive.
I mean,
why?
I find it offensive basically because, let me tell you my experience that I had. Basically, the experience that I had was, you know, as an artist, you know, we have to have a day job, and my day job was at the time working in Stratford-city, and one of the things that, you know, I experienced was, you know, I was called the N-word by a colleague of mine, and
was he white or black?
It was a she, and she was black. And you know, when she called me the name, you know, it was kind of difficult for me because I've never really been called that name inside the workplace, because I've always kind of taken it as almost like a taboo word or a slang word that's kind of used out, you know, in the general public or among friends, you know. But I've never really, you know, experienced it, you know, being targeted at me inside the workplace, let alone coming from someone of the same, you know, ethnic background as me. So, yeah, I find it very offensive, to be honest with you, especially in the context and the settings that, you know, you called it.
Do you think at the time she was intending to be offensive, or was she using the word, as I think a lot of urban artists do now, when they say nigger, and they say, no, it's N-I-G-U-H or N-I-W-A, and that's different.
Yeah.
But, you know, to the ear, there's precious little difference. And how do you think she was using it?
Whenever I hear the rappers, they say, nigga! It's in all the music. Look. Rap songs that use the word nigga in a positive way. There's tons of them. Look, real nigga roll call. Niggas bleed. Jigga my nigga. Niggas for life. Real niggas don't die. Shame on a nigga. Suck a nigga. Ain't no nigga.
It was meant in a negative way, because I told her, please don't refer to me as that word, and she continued to use it and taunt me. So obviously,
yes, well, you were quite within your rights to complain about that. Well,
yeah, I filed a grievance, obviously, because I think that behaviour shouldn't be tolerated, you know, anywhere inside the workplace. And you know, it's inside the grievance. I was actually asked by, you know, the people that were leading the meeting if she had called me the N-word or, you know, the word nigger, as a how can I, what was the expression? Jokingly. And I was like, well, it's difficult to determine like whether you're saying something jokingly or not. You know, like that. So
did she deny that it was meant offensively?
Funny enough, she was very honest actually about it. She was like, you know, she confessed to it straight away. And don't get me wrong, I still think that, you know, what she did was wrong, but to a certain extent I can understand, because she wasn't from the UK. She only spent a few months in the UK. Her background was actually, she came from the States.
And in the
she got
States,
comfortable using the word nigger there.
used a lot more freely.
Freely there,
particularly between black people.
Exactly, you know.
But if a white person were to say it, that would be...
They'll be deemed as racist, and that's one of the points I raised in that meeting. I said to them, like, you know, if I can't let this situation slide, because if I was to put it this way, for example, if a white person was to call me a nigger and I complained or filed a grievance, and then a black person called me a nigger in the same offensive manner, and I didn't complain, then that would make me a racist, because now I'm choosing who to take the offense from. So
now, I think it's wrong for anybody to use the word nigger at any time. Excuse me, hold on. Hey, Jesse, what's happening, my nigga?
The problem with restraining speech is who gets to set the rules. If it's only okay in a certain time or place, who gets to say what time and what place?
We work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday through to Friday. Then go to the club to see you shake that body. We work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday through to Friday. Then go to the club to see you shake that body.